Okay.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Ariel, and
I'm Jackie.
we are
I don't know.
we are new to this.
Let's get our notes because
Yeah.
I struggle with it like crazy. I
So
don't remember anything.
we named this podcast Behind the Lens, the Newborn Photographer Diaries, because we are both newborn photographers.
Yep.
Hence Jackie's amazing photos behind us. Because we are in her studio in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ariel came down today, and we've had a little bit of a
We
break.
had a fun day.
But we shot a newborn together.
Should we say that? Shot a newborn?
Yeah, I mean,
We photographed a newborn
Yes.
today.
we captured a newborn.
We captured a newborn
That's,
today.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's something we need to talk about because captured just sounds so cheesy to
Yeah,
me.
what do you? Yeah,
I mean,
that does sound cheesy,
I
doesn't
say shot, but I get it. Anyways, sweet little baby boy. He was, I don't know. He was amazing.
perfect.
It's really spicy babies.
Yeah.
Really.
I have to.
Like 2025 has been the year of like the not content baby.
Yeah, especially girls.
Yep.
Being sassy.
Yep. So he was amazing. We got a lot of images. We basically did like a full session.
Mm-hmm.
So we did parent images and baby, and it was just, he's cute.
And he slept so good.
Oh yeah.
Like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I felt like normally I feel like when you're moving a baby around, like you have to be so conscious of like every movement and every sound. And with him, he just like slept through whatever, and we could just like talk.
Yeah. Most of the time, I feel like there's a time bomb, and
Yeah,
like I'm diffusing
and the
bomb.
movement. Yeah, we're always diffusing a bomb.
Yep. For sure.
Anyway, so we wanted to start this podcast as a way to just like, I don't know, connect with other newborn photographers, connect with other people like us, and also because we've created this great friendship and we just talk well together, we connect well together.
Yeah.
And we figured, we relate well together, that this would be fun.
And also I think there's I don't think it's just newborn specific, but like there's a whole photography can be so isolating. And so to have a podcast, I think, where it's less about like, I'm going to teach you how to do this, but just like so you can relate to specific things.
It's lonely.
It is lonely.
It is lonely and I live in northern Michigan, not, you call this West Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like north, so I'm like several hours north, and there's no photographer up there that will truly like be friends with you.
Yeah.
Like they'll be friends with you, but they view as competition at the same time, and you can't tell like it's a true friendship or not.
It's really hard. It's really hard. I think that's pretty specific every location, and I don't know. I don't like that.
No, I'm all about community over competition at all times.
Yeah.
So obviously to a certain degree, like you don't want to give away all your secrets, but
no,
at the same time you want to be friends.
Yeah.
Like go get coffee.
Yeah. And just be like, have someone to relate to. I mean, like we go back to that relate word, but like if I tell my husband stories, oh, this happened today and this baby was really fussy, or I got pooped on today. He's like, okay, cool.
And they don't relate.
Like, or I've been working on this pose for like 6 months, and today I think I got like the perfect shot. And he's like, yeah, that's really nice. And then just kind of like deflates, like, okay, cool. Really
you don't get the excitement. Yeah. Yeah. And like same with Zach. He's like, all your work is so great. He doesn't.
Yeah. I want someone to pick it apart, because I pick it apart good. And I want someone else to be like,
right. I mean, he's the best supporter.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He's a great supporter.
Yeah.
But he doesn't share the excitement.
They don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
we digress.
And that's going to happen a lot. Like, I feel like we were just in the car. We had to run a little errand, and the whole time we're talking, and I'm like, I need to stop talking. This is a podcast.
Put a pin in it.
Yeah, stop.
So maybe we should start with introductions so like people know us.
Yeah.
You go first?
Sure. So I'm Jackie. I am in Grand Rapids. I'm a newborn photographer here. I guess specialize in newborn photography, but I'll do first year milestones, family. I think typically that's what it's like for everybody. But I was born on the lakeshore, or not born. I lived. We need to edit this. I lived on Lakeshore in Saugatuck, Michigan. See, this is gonna happen, guys. And I moved here when I met my husband, and I started my business gosh, now it's almost 4 years. So right after COVID pandemic. And I started it because honestly, I looked, I was having my youngest son and I looked at like newborn photographers. I'm like, that's not that hard. And so like I bought a light and I was like, I can do this. I know how to do photography. I've done it before. And you know, you go down the Google rabbit hole and I took his newborn pictures and they're awful. But I caught the bug. Like after I did that, I was like, no, I know these are awful, but now I really want to know how to do this. Yeah. So I found Hello Little, which is where I think we got a lot of our education from too.
Yeah. And where we connected.
Yeah. And I was like, that's it. I'm signing up for their education because I want to learn safety. I want to learn lighting. And then I don't know, from there, it's been a sponge. And it's honestly, it's an addiction.
Yeah.
Like, it's awful. But this week, I had nothing scheduled and I purposely didn't schedule anything because I'm like, I just want to take a week off.
Right.
And halfway through the week, I was like, hey, Ariel, do you want to do a session together?
I think you posted something about like wanting to do a model or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's do a model on Friday.
Yeah.
So that works.
It is an addiction. I can't take a week off. Like, I feel weird.
That's crazy.
But
see, I'm at a point in my life where like I can take a week off and I feel really great about it. But then like the next week, I'm like, crap, I didn't make any money last week. And then I feel guilty.
Yeah.
But I think mine is more like a financial standpoint because like I'll have these ebbs and flows where if I'm too busy, I get overwhelmed and then I get anxious, depressed, and then kind of fall into this black hole.
Yeah.
But if I'm not busy enough, then I'm like, I need to get busy.
Yeah.
And then I go right back into like, I'm too busy. Oh crap, I'm full. I'm overwhelmed. And then I'm like,
yeah.
I think do you experience that?
Oh yeah, a lot. Okay. Yeah. Like all the time.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. It's you want to do it all the time and then you get like, oh my gosh, there's so much. And then because you're literally doing it all. You're not we talked today and I said if I could just photograph sessions, like that's all I did, I would be like happy as a clam. Like that's what I want to do. But I'm also doing back end work, you know, like our website, answering inquiries, getting back and forth with clients, editing, like it's all.
And then just cleaning.
Yeah.
Oh, just cleaning. Like that alone. I'll hire that out.
Yeah. Right. I mean, there's things you have to do.
You're literally a one-man show all the way from being your own essential janitor and then and your CEO.
Yeah.
And your CFO. And like,
and you can outsource some of that, but that also costs money. And then it comes to the point like, how much do I want to outsource, and now I have to raise my prices to cover that so that I'm actually making an income.
It's like this. It's horrible balance. It really is, and it's hard being a business owner.
It is
for sure, but it's so rewarding.
I love it.
So rewarding.
I can imagine doing anything else.
Truthfully,
So, but tell me a little about yourself too.
Okay, so I'm Ariel.
Yeah.
I don't know, newly married like 2 months ago, but not a new relationship. So 20 years of being together. We are high school sweethearts. I know. But man, really, do I look that old to have like a 20-year relationship? But no, we got together when I was 14. Don't recommend. And we have 6 children together. But we finally got married on our 20th anniversary, which was really fantastic.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But obviously starting out life at 14, becoming an adult at 15, we had our first baby when I was 15 and he was almost 17. So like we had to grow up really, really fast. And I've always been into art. I was actually going to go to art college because I was a painter.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I actually painted portraits for like commissions.
Oh yeah,
I was going to say,
I want to ask you, like, are you actually good at it?
I will show you some. Yeah, actually I was. But I was like a realism portrait painter, and I was actually good at it.
I mean, I don't doubt it.
I just kind of like fell out of it because I didn't like making money doing it. I didn't like that pressure, and so I always kind of like art was my hobby. I couldn't make money doing it because it killed the joy for me. But anyway, after having our daughter, I went into nursing because that was like, first of all, the nurses that took care of me when I had her saved my life.
Yeah.
Altogether. So immediately I knew I wanted to do that. And then obviously I needed a career that made money. So I went into nursing. I graduated my nursing degree in 2014. And then I've been a nurse ever since. So now I work in labor and delivery. But now I barely work. I barely work at a hospital anymore. I do newborn photography full time now. And I started my business. Let's see. So COVID and my 5th child happened close to the same time. So he was born in 2021.
Okay.
And I started photography, like photographing families and things like that outside in September of 2020. And then I really want to do newborns. So like way backtrack, I have a niece, Zach's sister's daughter. So she's like 15 now. When she was born, I'm like, I gotta do her newborn photos.
Yeah.
Like I have to. And so we went to Hobby Lobby. We got like this black backdrop. We got all like the flower crowns, and we got a mirror. I don't know why we had a mirror.
Picture this. Yeah, like every newborn photographer starts out exactly the same way.
It was like trying to copy J.C. Penney's. Like, because like I have a picture of my oldest because we did J.C. Penney's photos when she was born, and it was like holding the hand out with the head in, and like they got all
I have the same exact one.
Oh my
18-year-old. He's in my hand like this. It's like, look at this cute little baby.
Oh my gosh. And so yeah, I wanted to do that. And so I tried that with her, and it was the jankiest thing ever. It was so like bad. But at the time I was so proud of it.
Yeah.
And obviously I have no record of it because it was all burnt to a CD.
Yeah.
I'm totally dating myself. And like, yeah, it was on a CD, and I gave it to her dad, and I had never seen it since.
I'm sure they appreciate it.
I don't know. But yeah, so she's like 15 now. And that was like the one and only time. And I always wanted a camera, and I could never afford it. So I only had a point and shoot one. And then I had a DSLR camera in my Amazon cart for about 10 years. Like it would I kept it in and out. Yeah. I could never afford it. So when COVID happened, we used the stimulus checks. I bought my camera. We built the studio in the basement. And I'm like, we're both running to do this. I want to do this. And Zach has always supported every single. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've had like 5 different businesses over the years, and he's like, maybe one will stick. One will be successful.
So sweet.
And so he's always supported it, and he's like, okay, let's do it. And so he's amazing. And then so yeah, he built our basement into a studio. Because it's a walkout basement, is all of 400 square feet. And I started newborn photography officially in April 2021 when the studio was done.
Oh my gosh, we started at the same time.
Did we really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because I officially soft launched my business in April 2021 when my nephew was born.
What?
So that is really funny.
And it's Zach's cousins. That was the first baby I photographed.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
I still remember, like, I also did her 1 year too. And yeah, she's like 4 or 5 now.
Sometime we'll have to post these like inside a podcast to show you like
the progression of our work. I'll never get the one from 15 years ago though.
I know.
Gone.
I had the one of my son, and that one's hilarious.
Yeah.
But my nephews I always use for like before and after.
Yeah.
As far as like for me too, to guide, especially like when I feel in a rut of my work and I feel like I don't like any of my work, and it has nothing to do with the baby or anything. It is the technical side of it. So whenever I feel in a rut, I put a picture. Sorry, Kate. I love you. I apologize so much for your newborn pictures. I put his picture next to like the same pose of a recent baby, because then I'm like, I'm gonna go or something. This work is worth it. Like that's what it is. And yeah, it's amazing.
That's awesome. That's crazy. Yeah. I actually, at the time, my Lincoln, he's 4 now. I did when I finally got my first beanbag. So like I jumped in. So as being a labor and delivery nurse, I didn't feel like I needed the training for like the safety and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I started with finding Kelly Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And so I signed up for all of her stuff and all of her lessons and education and stuff like that. And she used the beanbag. So I got a beanbag. I got drops from Etsy, and I got a light and a PLM and all these things. But I got my beanbag first and my backdrop first. and not my light. So I used my window light. I set it all up in my living room. So I'm like, I gotta practice, you know? And I have my 6-week-old and I have pictures of him and it's the flattest lighting ever.
Yeah.
But he, like, I actually
You still love him. Like,
yeah.
you, like the pictures. I tell my sister all the time, I'm so sorry. And she's like, no, I love them. And I'm like, no, you can be honest. It's okay. Like, I'm sorry.
I know, well, I think like clients like that we work with don't really, because they're not in the world that we're in.
Yeah.
They don't see it as an imperfect photo. They see it as their baby.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's a huge thing for us to kind of, we're trying to remember.
Yeah.
Like we are our own worst critics because we're trying to like technically improve lighting and shadows and editing and colors and all these things and poses. But they're just wanting pictures of their baby.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I need to get out of my head on that sometimes.
I always do. I'm a perfectionist. I am my worst critic. Like it's honestly maybe a fault of mine.
True. It's both of ours. Yeah.
Yeah. That I will look at an image and I will absolutely hate it. And somebody will be like, that's the best thing ever. And I have to remind myself, like, perfection. There is no perfectionism in this field. There is none. Like, they're always going to want to do something different or better.
Right. I remember I posted a picture of the very first newborn I photographed besides Lincoln and my niece, like the actual client one. And I posted that as my model call because I wanted to build my portfolio and it blew up. Like everyone thought it was amazing. And now I look at it and I'm like, that's really not that great. That's so bad. I like if people were impressed by that, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Are you impressed by me now?
Yes, I know, right?
So good.
Okay, so, and then that brings us to today.
Well, you said you had 6 kids.
Yes.
So I have 5.
Okay.
So we both have a gaggle of kids.
Yes. And age ranges are close.
Yeah. So you had one in 2021. I had one in 2021 as well.
Yeah.
So he'll be 4 in July. And he's my youngest. So you have even a younger one.
Well, he turned 4 in February.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have 18, 15, 10, 8, 4, and 2.
Okay. I have a 22-year-old bonus daughter and an 18-year-old. He'll be 19. She'll be 19. It makes me feel so old.
Oh my God.
He'll be 19 at the end of this month. And then I have 9, 6, and 3. So we pretty much started over.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah. I look at my husband and I'm like, you could have been done. If you would have met me, you could have been done. Like you could have been living your life as like some off somewhere fun bachelor now.
Right.
Now we have kids enough that we need to put the rug outside as warning. There's a lot
of kids in here. More if you could.
Ooh, I don't know if I should say this on here because my husband watches it. Sometimes I do, like, so our youngest, we both call him the trickster. He's the sweetest. He is, like, honestly, he tricks us into thinking all babies should be like this. But I think we're done. I mean, I think my heart, I always hoped I would get that feeling, like, I'm done. Like, some people feel that I'm done feeling, you're like, that's awesome. And I remember going in and giving birth to him and I'm like, I hope I get that feeling because this pregnancy was so easy. Everything was so easy. And I'm like, I just hope that I feel that feeling like our family's complete. And I had him and like, sorry, Owen, within like 20 minutes, I'm like, I want another one.
Oh my God.
And that's huge. It was like you give birth and you're like, I want another one.
Yeah.
And then other times when I have like a hard time finding a model, I'm like, I just had another baby now. I can practice this all the time. But then, you know, like today I called my sitter and our 6-year-old is throwing a foam sword at the 3-year-old and he's crying. And I'm like, there's a lot of chaos in there. And I don't think I need to add any more to that.
I feel the same. Like if Zach didn't have like a hard no to it, I would have like 2 more easily. But then I'll be sitting at my desk in the corner of the living room editing and it's just screaming and crying and arguing. And I'm like, we're good. We're good.
The guilt too. And you have this too. And they're so separate in age ranges to give them like, if they're all, I think, in a one group ages, like you can do the same thing and then they're all getting something out of it. But when they're so separate, like going to the zoo with my 19-year-old, although he'd go and he'd have fun, like that's not connecting with him as much as like going, like honestly going and watching him play his sport is how I connect with him because he feels like, hey, we can talk about this afterwards or whatever.
Right.
And like, I have to connect with them differently, and that's hard.
Yeah, hard. It is, like, all these different ages and different stages.
Yeah.
Like, the connections are all, and then they're always adjusting. Like, once you get adjusted to one, it changes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh crap, now what?
Yeah. So like I have an easy example with our 3 youngest because they're all similar ages, especially with my 3-year-old now getting older. It's like we can do one thing and they're all happy and they feel like they've gotten time and attention from me and they feel fulfilled.
Right.
So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird next year when it's just the 3 youngest. Like, I don't think it's sunk in yet.
I didn't even think of any of that. I kind of feel like my 18-year-old will never leave, you know? Like, I feel like maybe she might one day, but like right now, I don't see it happening.
I kind of secretly hope my 19 never leaves.
Really?
I mean, we grew up together.
Yeah.
Like, I was in college when I had him, and we literally, like, we had to grow up together. So that's why I kind of like, I have a little soft spot. We don't play favorites in our house, but like there is a soft spot for him because we have a good bond.
I guess like when she stays in her room and like doesn't ever come out, decides to go to work or to eat, I feel like she doesn't want to be around us.
And this is like a hard,
She's like a hibernator.
It's like the soiling the nest stage. Like somebody had said that online because I mean, I love my son. I am going to have a hard time when he leaves, but also like right now he's making it really easy. Yeah. Like, okay. And I know once he goes, I'm like, nope, come back. Yeah. But like right now, I'm like, yeah, you can go. Like,
right.
For a minute. And then come home.
Real life.
Yeah.
Come back and hug me again, please.
Yeah. Right. Do you think that, like, how do you think your kids impact work? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that is hard for me. Like, balance work and kids, I feel like is my biggest struggle.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll get so wrapped into what I'm doing that I kind of forget that I'm a mom for a minute.
Yeah.
And I don't give them that attention. And then once I'm finally like out of working, then I'll be like, crap, I missed
the whole day went by.
I missed everything.
Yeah.
And then I'll feel so guilty.
Yeah.
So like that balance. And like you mentioned time blocking like the other day. Yeah. I'm like, I feel like that might be a good thing to try. And then Zach like recommended I move all my stuff to the studio so I can like clock in, clock out. And like when I'm home, I leave everything at the studio in my head, you know, and not worry about anything. I'm like,
you could do that idea.
Honestly, like I think it's a great idea in theory.
I don't think
but like personally, because like I just spend so much time on the computer that I'll probably be gone. And like every time I'm there working, I'll feel guilty for not being home. And then every time I'm at home, I'll feel guilty for not being at studio working.
Right. Yeah.
So how do you do it?
I don't.
Yeah, okay. I mean, so don't ask us for help in this.
No,
in this area, we're still learning.
I feel the same way. Like it's a little trickier with me. Not just with me. I think you've experienced this too. But like my husband works full time. Like Owen is out of the house full time. And because this business part of it really took off from like a hobby, not that he supports me 110% in my dreams and goals, but I think it's hard for him to look at this as like a business and not a hobby. So there's those expectations that like my main job is a mom, like stay-at-home mom, and then this is my hobby. But in my mind, I'm like, no, this is a legit business, and I have people who are relying on me for like I have people relying on me all ends, like business-wise and home-wise. And so I struggle with how to people pleaser too. How to keep everybody happy. Yeah. And then sometimes it comes at the detriment of myself. Like truthfully.
I think it's like a mom thing. Everyone comes before ourselves. Yeah. That's huge.
They throw in the business stuff and it's like you're getting lower and lower on that totem pole.
Do you think he'll ever like change his mindset about hobby versus business at a certain income level? Or does he like see does he see the income you bring in and does he view it as a help?
So he does the taxes and so he gets to see that.
Okay.
Although this year he's like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Right.
So he sees it and like honestly, I definitely could bring in more. I think if I pushed myself out of a comfort zone that I'm in right now.
Right.
I think that would help a lot if it were more of like I think I was bringing in, he'd view it more like business wise. But to me, I look at it as like, I can't bring in more unless I put more time into the business part of it. So like there's that growth period, right? So like your return isn't going to be instantaneous. So raising my prices or changing my pricing structure is not going to be like,
it's not instant.
Yeah.
There's some growing pains.
Yeah. And his career, like he does really well in his career. So I don't think I'll ever make the salary that he pulls in. So I'll never be the main income winner. But like, I do think if I were to bring in more contribution wise, that
he might change his
mind a little bit.
Yeah.
And he all this being said, he is 110% like supportive, and like he's the one who pushed me to get the studio, which now I'm in love with, like,
right, which we're in, by the way.
Yeah. So if it weren't for him on the back end, I would not even be here. I probably would have given up.
Have you ever calculated your hourly wage?
No, I'm scared to.
Like I had to if I did mine. And before because I guess I liked that's scary. There we go. Okay. So you would be considered what they call a shoot and burn.
Yeah. So we're different. So the
different business models.
Business structures are very different.
Yeah. And I'm convincing her to come to my side. She's trying. Because you're worth it, 100%.
Yeah.
So you are considered what they call a shoot and burn, which I think is just a horrible name.
I do too.
But okay, it is what it is.
That's for a different episode, right?
Yes, right. And then I'm what they consider an IPS. So IPS, though, doesn't have to necessarily mean high prices. It's just an in-person sales model.
It's a good experience for the client.
Yeah, which is, but I did jump my prices up because when I was a shoot and burn, I did make quite a bit of money, but like I didn't feel like it was enough to be impactful. Like Zach had a full-time construction job, but he was killing himself. And it was hard labor. He needed neck surgery, which is, another thing that happened a few months ago. He had neck surgery. And it's just like, I hated seeing him. Like he would leave at 6 a.m. and he'd come home by 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Because it was an hour and 20-minute one-way commute. He would come home completely exhausted, completely spent.
It's hard work.
He would sit on the couch and he would just be angry. He'd be tired. He'd be frustrated. And then he obviously cooked dinner because I'm not a cook. I'm bad at it. If you want to survive food,
I mean, we have DoorDash.
I know, I could follow a recipe, but I'm not a good cook. And so he loved cooking. He was a chef before he was in construction.
That's insane. I know that.
He ran a whole kitchen for a few years. So he's actually a good cook. But anyway, he was just completely spent. His body hurt and he was grumpy. He didn't want to do things fun with the kids. He was missing out on the kids. Yeah. And it was like seeing him being so miserable is what really lit a fire under me, because I always, out of my serial businesses, I've always had the goal of getting to a point where I could let him quit his job and support everybody.
I think my husband wishes I would do that.
That was my goal, for years, because he left school, got his GED, and he's been working nonstop for me to go to college.
He's done a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah, so he sacrificed for me, so I want to sacrifice for him. So that was my turning point for switching my sales model and upping my prices. Not that I thought I was worth the prices, because honestly, that was a huge mental battle.
Scary mental jump.
Yeah,
it really is.
I still struggle. If inquiries are low, I'm suddenly, I suck.
Yeah.
And I'm not good enough, or no one wants me to photograph their baby. Yeah. I get that feeling all the time. I'm not immune to it, but the income change, I'm making over triple what he made in a year last year now. And so he can finally quit his job. And I feel like that's amazing.
Do you feel like that helps balance that family business?
I think it helps because he's home. So he can be what the kids need that I can't provide in the moment when I'm busy.
Sure.
Granted, I still feel mom guilt big time, but he's there now to take up the slack, Because before, when he was working and I was working at home, the kids were
like feral children.
They felt ignored.
Yeah.
They felt like their mom wasn't paying attention. Dad was gone.
Yeah.
They were bored. They were
feral children.
Yeah. They resorted to video games and iPads and screens as babysitters. Because I didn't know whether I was trying to build a business and Dad was working. But now I feel like that mental struggle that I went through, that I still am going through, was so worth it.
Because you're seeing happiness and more connection.
More happiness, more freedom. That was granted. Some stresses are still there, like low inquiry months.
I feel like that's going to be there forever. I feel like no matter what you can be, I think, the most celebrated photographer in the world. You could be making over 6 figures, but $400,000 a year. But I feel like that struggle is always going to be there.
Absolutely.
And I think that's kind of that artist's mind. So funny when you mix art and business together. It's I'm not good. Instead of okay, there's something missing marketing. It's all of a sudden I'm not good enough. And that's that whole struggle as an artist.
Right.
That's a piece of your soul out there.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel that way. And I feel that way when I'm photographing babies. I'm I understand I'm a service that I'm providing. People are hiring me because it's their baby and it's their baby's picture. But in my mind, I'm but this is my art.
Right.
It's your art and my art. Am I messing up?
All right.
Oh my gosh.
And and of course there is sometimes when you do the in-person sales part, I have had a few clients not like the photos that I like, or they only want to pick their minimum, whatever their budget can allow or whatever. It is a little soul crushing when I don't like the ones that I thought were great. You're
can I go into the technicalities of why this is so good?
I know. I'm are you sure?
No, look at this lighting. This is Rembrandt lighting. Do you see
the shadows? They look so great.
And the color is so that's your baby.
I know. But so there is a little bit of soul crushing in that, but also too I've had a few moms cry when I show my slideshow, because I'll put my slideshow in music.
Amazing to see that. I mean, if
Because
you're out there and you were a client and you cried, will you please let me know? Because I don't get to hear that. I do get a lot of
what their first reactions are.
I do get a lot of messages I love these pictures, or I had a really hard time picking. So my structure is different as far as that. I'm not technically, I think that shoot and burn, kind of, but because I do soft proofing and I do limited galleries, so I think I consider shoot and burn I'm gonna shoot and then I'm gonna give you everything. What I do is I'll do the session, and then I have packages where it comes with a certain digital images, and so what I would send my clients is a very narrowed down number of photos that we took, and then they would pick their favorites, and then I would edit them.
Which is exactly what I did before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's considered a hybrid thing. I don't know if there's people out there that want to politically correct us, you're welcome. Leave a comment below.
Yeah. We're okay with it. But so I do like that idea. I do think so. My fears, so we're kind of going off what our subject was, but it kind of circles back. Yeah. So my fear with going IPS has always been, like I said earlier, I love the shooting part of it. And I feel like when someone's talking about switching to IPS, a lot of the noise is, well, you make more money and you shoot less, you have less work. And that's totally what it is. But in my mind, I'm I want to shoot more. I don't want to do the other stuff more. So I have this fear that I jump to that, and then I'm charging more than what I am now, and I have less clients, which is in fact what you want to happen. Is I'm gonna miss the shooting part of it.
To be 100% honest, when I made the switch, I actually got busier.
See,
so I actually had more sessions, and I got to a point where I couldn't handle it very well. And also too, when you are making more money, you can gift sessions.
That's true.
More often.
But then, so how this plays into the family is so I think a lot of us out there, our kids are in summer break now.
Oh God.
And
I'm bored.
Oh gosh. Alrighty. It's a weekend this summer.
I'm bored.
But
my 4-year-old says that now.
So where do you think he gets it from?
Yeah. She's a brother.
Yeah. Your 4 years a boy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine is 2.
Yeah, I have, my oldest is a girl, my youngest is a girl, then the middle 4 boys.
Babes.
Yeah, fucking babes.
I don't have that. So 2 weeks before summer break, my kids were insane. I mean, insane. My 18, almost 19-year-old just graduated. And then the other kids, I don't know, my 6-year-old, something bit his ass. Sorry. And he is like so tight.
Tornado.
And I was like, like summer break was staring me in the face. And I said, I have 10 weeks of this. Like, I love our teachers. You guys all need raises because holy cow. You guys keep them entertained all day. So it was staring me in the face. And I thought, I really want to be more intentional about my time this summer. So this is circling back to the IPS. And like making more time for my kids, because I have been working so hard the last 4 years now to build a business, but also to build my craft. And I do feel like that's pulled me away a lot from being like, I mean, a mom, they're alive, they're fed, they're loved, but like really being present. And so I said this summer, like, I really want to be intentional with my time, because not only do I need to do that, but I do need to pour into myself more. Like, like even if it's just taking a walk in the morning, like,
oh my gosh,
to give myself that
exercise again.
What is that? Make myself feel good. So,
which is funny that you say that, because literally a couple days ago, I pulled up a Notion. And I made a bucket list, and I'm like, okay, Zach, like,
I made a bucket list this summer too.
I was like, okay. And I looked at Zach, and I'm like, okay, so what do you want to do this summer with kids? Like, what do you want to do? Like, we're going to plan stuff. Like, it's not going to be like expensive stuff. It's going to be just like intentional. Get out and do something fun, because every summer it's been about survival. I feel like I feel like up until I switched to IPS, I hate to just say that, but it's true. Up until I switched to IPS, it is literally every day is all about been surviving. It's not been thriving
through the day.
And well, surviving finances, and like we literally were borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. We were circling, and I had a couple of maternity leaves that were longer than expected, and we went into a lot of debt. And our credit scores reflected that. And so it was just like this terrible cycle of just surviving and not being happy and just kind of being miserable, going through the emotions and trying to make money. And I'm like, we're finally at this point in our lives where, yes, I am still chasing the business. It's like stressing about bookings like everyone else. But I feel like finally we're at a point where we can breathe and thrive and enjoy life with our kids. Like, we can take intentional vacations. We can take intentional trips. Like, we're not tied to a 9 to 5. We're not tied to certain things. Like, we can make our own schedules. We have a savings now. Like, this is finally,
you can breathe.
This is finally life. Like, we're living. And so we made a bucket list, and it was things like going on a hike and going to the UP and going to like all these different places. We want to go see the Bear Ranch and, going to the dinosaur park or whatever. But like, they're cheap things. They're finally intentional. And it's just like,
we have little things on ours too. Like, this might be the one for you to put on there. Water balloon baseball. We got those like reusable water balloons, and we're like, we're just gonna go take. And I intentionally in my notes wrote water balloon baseball, no technology, no phones, no nothing, because otherwise I'd be out there on my phone, take pictures, and then all of a sudden Facebook's open, or I've got a I got an inquiry, I'm going to answer this, or I got an email from a client, hold on, let me just take care of this. So I have it intentionally put in there, no technology. Like, we're just going to go and play with water balloons for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. It's baby steps. So we did that too. But I created block scheduling. I know we talked about this a little bit. So that I could make sure that I was balancing my day, like between business. So I didn't feel like I was pulled away from business too much, where at the end of the day, I'm like, I have so much stuff, I feel overwhelmed. But also, like, I'm taking those breaks to just look my kids in the eye and be like, let's play. Let's just like, let's go working. Let's do something fun. And I put the schedule up for them. So like, things we did is like, we have breakfast time, and okay, today, just like when you go to school, here are your breakfast choices. Like, you have 3 choices. What do you want? Instead of like, what do you want for breakfast?
I
gotta make this really quick. And I plan like my weeks kind of based on what's happening. So like, this is a big week for work next week. So I have it really scheduled where we're not doing anything huge for our bucket list, but we're going to do little things so that in between my sessions or whatever, that I can just give you my time, because that guilt it weighs on you.
It's awful. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Which like it kind of leads into, I also wanted this podcast to try and be like helpful to some people that are like listening. Like maybe you're struggling in these areas or maybe you're not. So if you're not, feel free to chime in. But I had that in where did we touch on mental health?
I mean, I think it's all mental.
I think it's all mental health. Okay. Yeah. Ways to help moms in the business. So like how you just said, shared calendars, huge.
Yeah.
Like now my older 2 children have jobs. Yeah. And so like I need to know their job schedules. And now that my oldest has her driver's license and a car, like I need to know where you're going and what, when and where. And so now like, and we're in the day and age where everyone has a phone, everyone has an iPad, and my young kids don't have access, but it's like, everyone is sharing a calendar. So now everyone knows what's happening, where it's happening.
Do you have Life 360 on your kids' stuff? I do too.
I have
okay, so my 19-year-old asked me to take it off because he's like, Mom, I'm graduated. I'm going to college.
That's still a hard no for me.
I did tell him, I was like, it can come off, but like you have to tell me. And I said, you're not asking me anymore. You're an adult. Like I get that. You need some freedom, but you have to tell me. You're my roommate at my house. So like I be respectful. Don't come in at 3 a.m. But like please tell me where you're at. So if something were to happen, it's not going to be like, where is he? I don't know how to help him or whatever.
Right.
But Life 360 is amazing.
Which my daughter turned it off one day. And I'm like, girl, not okay.
My son always looked at where I was. I was like, oh, Mom's here. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, you're tracking me now?
Yeah. My kids track me too.
Mom's at Hobby Lobby again. Mom's getting work. Darn.
Oh my God. Another thing we have in common is I'm like an obsessive knitter.
I wish I had more time for it.
Me too. I think that's something I need a block time for, is knitting.
I did nervous knit last time. I was super nervous.
But I've also been dealing with tennis elbow. And so the knitting kind of like aggravates it a little bit. But I have like 5 sweaters that I've been trying to work on. And so I was working.
It's the life of an artist.
Knitting like for the last few days.
I knit a bonnet last night for today's session that we didn't even use.
No, you didn't. You didn't even show me.
Well, because I don't like it. I mean, I want to redo it. Like the perfectionism doesn't just end at the photography.
It like literally our whole lives.
Yeah. But like that's the mental health thing they're talking about, is like, because this isn't a hobby anymore, like I really do need to give myself the time to find a hobby. Yeah. I mean, truthfully. So knitting is a good one. But like,
gosh, knitting is my favorite. And binge watching crime shows.
Okay, my dirty little secret. Don't judge me. Sister Wives. I don't know. I have been really into watching Sister Wives.
I don't
want to be your sister wife. I'm sorry. Okay, it's so
we're gonna be studio wives.
Studio wives are okay. Yeah, it is so trashy. But like, I can't.
I can't do reality TV. I don't know what it is. I can do like crime dramas. Not the real crime. Like, not like the ones where they go on cold files. Yeah.
I like, no, so
it has to be the crime dramas like Blue Bloods or Law and Order or Criminal Minds.
I think that's soap opera.
Heck yeah. Zach calls them my soaps.
I love it. My shows.
My shows. Like I have a few of them, like every episode that renew, like in the next episode, I watch the next. I love it. It's so bad.
No, but it's you do need that. Like that's
an outlet. You need an outlet. Yeah, for sure. So, like, just to round it up, because I think we're at 45 minutes.
This is long for that.
I know.
It's not going to be like this always, I promise.
It probably will.
Okay. It probably will.
It probably
Sorry.
will. But just to break it down into, like, smaller chunks, so ways to help moms, other moms, fellow moms, in whether it be business as a photographer or just in business in general. So we recommend sharing your calendars with your family members.
Yep.
Scheduling things out, like blog posts. That's another thing I forgot to completely touch on, is like when you are when I'm in the busy mode, I forget to post. I forget to blog post. I forget all my marketing.
I schedule that shit out.
Well, see,
maybe I should say that.
We can swear.
Like Sundays, those are my days. Sundays, I will sit down on the computer. Usually when the kids are in bed,
I was thinking I would do it Mondays because it's Marketing Monday.
Yeah, like do whatever.
Something.
But like I will sit down and I will do like in Meta, they have like you can schedule a week ahead of time.
Okay.
Like, you can even schedule stories if you wanted to. I don't.
Which I'm really bad at stories.
I schedule out my posts and with all of the captions that I want for the whole week. And then I'll just take images that I've been working on and I'll put them there. And a lot of times my captions have nothing to do with images.
Right.
I mean, they're just pretty pictures.
I mean, if you have to use ChatGPT, we're not going to fault you.
I don't.
Yeah. We use it
all the time.
Because like you're not always going to be creative enough to come up with something catchy.
I was an English major and I'm so bad at words.
Yeah.
And I
would put an emoji.
Yeah.
That would be my caption.
I probably have more typos in the spellings than anything in the world.
Yeah.
That was what I studied.
That's funny. Oh my gosh. So yeah, schedule
that out.
Because my fault is where like I get really busy and I forget to market. And then suddenly when I'm not busy, I haven't been marketing. So now nothing's coming in.
Yeah.
So then I'll market. And then suddenly I'm really busy again. And then I forget to market. And it's like just like a roller coaster.
I've given myself like that goal of like just post constantly. And I'm probably super annoying about it because people are like, can she stop?
Well, like I finally like, okay, I'm going to post once in the morning and once in the afternoon. I've been doing that for a few days.
That's amazing.
So I'm hoping that's going to
I'm once a day. I'm a once a dayer.
Yeah.
So Sundays I'll sit and I'll schedule like that whole week. And then I try to do one blog post on Wednesdays. I don't know why Wednesdays. It just in my mind, I'm like, Wednesdays are blog post days.
Like maybe we should just check in with each other and like, hey, did you do your blog post?
No.
Which is another thing I have on here. Connect with other photographers. Like
that's really
because
important.
it is a lonely thing. It is very lonely. And
that's really hard mentally, I think.
Yeah.
Really hard.
And if you can use one as an accountability partner, you know.
Or just to bounce ideas off of. Like I know we text each other all the time. Like, hey, can you give me a second pair of eyes on this? Because I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it's not looking how I want to. And
I'll be honest with you too.
9 times out of 10, you're like, this is what I need, so I'll do it. I'm like, that's it. Yeah, I wasted 40 minutes.
Which is funny because like sometimes like you'll send that or you post it in one of our groups and like something's wrong. What is it? And everyone's like, I don't know, but it's perfect.
You're like, no, it's not.
And I'm like, that's not helpful.
No.
Like when you ask me in a text, I be honest.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, I'm going to really study this. And like, okay, I'm going to give you a legit answer. I'm not going to blow smoke up the butt.
That makes you a better photographer too. Like, I feel like instead of being like, oh, this is perfect, nothing needs to change. If you're like really actively looking, no, this needs to change.
Right.
But
sometimes I need that validation and I need someone to just.
But then I don't ask.
Sunshine. It's just like look at this pretty picture. Say you love it, Dad.
Or look how cute this baby is. And then that's usually a sign like you don't
judge it.
You don't judge it.
But if you need the critique, you're actually asking.
You have to ask for it. But I think that is really important mentally, especially if you're like. You can cut some of this too. Especially if you're a mom and a photographer, because there is so much mentally on you that to have that person that you can just like, I don't know, just connect with.
Yeah.
Most people have coworkers at other jobs that they can connect with at work. And here, like you connect with your clients when they're here and then it's like, okay,
bye. Yeah.
Cool, 3 hours. But now I have 10 hours of work to do on your session and I'm not going to talk to you the whole time.
Right.
So just
I'll probably hear from you when you ask where your photos are. That's about it.
Sorry about that. I'm really bad. No, that's usually when I get like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on.
Yeah.
But I will say for the first time in over a year, I am clocked.
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't mean I'm done editing. Like
right.
I have but I am like ahead of schedule.
I'm at the point where it's the first time I'm less than 10 galleries left. Like I have 7.
I mean, that's a gold star.
Like I've been stuck at 15 or more for like years. Now it's amazing. I'm down to 7, but it might climb back up. I don't know.
It's definitely going to.
Yeah.
I mean, add one more.
Right. Add today.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, okay. So, creating the bucket list, which I wanted to like kind of quick fire these off and I got sidetracked. So
that's cool.
So highly recommend sharing your calendars with your family members and your older kids. Schedule things out in time. So your posts and your blog posts don't get forgotten about. Time blocking your day, setting business hours. I know that's so much easier said than done, but it's so worth a try. So another thing is I put automated messages on your socials to direct people to your contact page so that way they can fill out your contact form. And then you can get back to them when you're available versus answering.
I only answer
being a slave
emails
to your
once a day
messages.
too.
Yeah.
In the morning. I don't keep checking it. And I think that sometimes that's in the society we live in, it's bad.
Yeah. And being a slave to your
But
message.
you know what I mean? Like, I feel like most people are expecting that quick response.
Yeah.
Clients. And I might have lost clients from that because I'm not the one that's going to be like, oh, there it is. But I can't be on that all day.
Especially like people that shop around, they expect instant answers.
Yeah.
And they'll go with the person that answers first.
Morning times, like 45 minutes in the morning, that's when I answer my emails. And then that's it.
I mean, if they answer back, if they waited 24 hours and they answer back and they still want to work with you, then that means that they weren't just shopping around for prices. They actually want to work with you.
Yeah.
They're willing to wait. And I think that's huge. And the other one was setting time in your schedule to completely disconnect from work, focus on your kids, which we touched on, and then creating a bucket list of summer activities, and then connecting with other photographers and having friends.
I think that there's not going to be any perfect advice. Like, we are not experts at this. We obviously fail and struggle.
But these are things that
we have found and tried that they're creating a little bit of breathing room, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So less.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're definitely not perfect. But over the last few, did you just say you are? Oh my God. Yes, you are freaking perfect. I love it. I am. Not a humble bone.
But I also can make fun of myself. Yeah, really well.
We are good at that. But I definitely, we're like works in progress, and we've been in the business now. Was it 4 years or 5 years?
Doesn't seem that long, but
I know. But and we've lived.
I'm obsessed with what I do. So like, I put in.
I feel like sometimes you're more obsessed about it than I am.
I am obsessed.
Because like I was obsessed about it crazy in the beginning, and I feel like I'm starting to be less obsessed.
No.
And I'm not entirely sure if that's a good thing, but I think it's helping me.
I think it's
separate from.
Yeah,
my
I think
life.
each person is different, and I think I have to be obsessed with it.
But I think I ebb and flow. Yeah. I'm a roller coaster mentally.
Yep.
So like I'll be obsessed for a little while, and then I'll be not.
Then
so
you get
obsessed.
that really good baby with a gallery that's like beautiful, and you're like, oh.
I get a really bad baby. I'm not that babies are bad. Please don't think that. But I mean, like
a spicy baby,
a struggle, a baby that
content.
Yes, a baby that hates me. I'll get to that.
You feed it personally,
and I'll be like, I am not cut out for this.
No,
like I should quit my job.
Why do you hate me?
I'm not good at this. I'm so bad.
No, like you smell your armpits. Like, you smell that? Like,
oh my God, I have smelled like poop and pee and sweat.
Oh, I definitely do.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, we digress.
But our goal with this podcast is hopefully to do it every 2 weeks.
Yeah. We're hoping.
Yeah. So whether it be together in person or virtually, like a Zoom chat kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Where you see both of our faces in 2 different locations.
Yeah. I think we have some really cool topics to talk about too.
Like I also wanted to mention too, like you'll find us on all of the podcast platforms and YouTube. So if you want to see the video version of this,
see our beautiful faces,
our sweaty faces.
I promise you won't, at least I won't, I don't know you, but I won't always look like.
You should have seen her top on earlier.
Oh my gosh,
that was epic.
It was bad. That's a picture of it and no one's gonna see it.
It was so good.
Oh.
But yeah, if you want to see the video version, it will be on YouTube.
Yeah. So we also have like an Instagram too that we'll post like maybe little snippets on and we can tag that in the video below so you can find us there.
Yeah.
And then you can also then find our business pages too if you want to see like
are these tag our business?
Are these old ladies legit?
Like, do they really know what they're doing? I don't know.
Right. Or are they just crazy? Probably a little both.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, that's really how my business name came about. Honey Wild. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I never even got to ask you about that.
So I just view life as being really sweet, but like
sweet and wild,
sweet and chaos. So I'm like, how do I? And then babies themselves are so sweet, but it's
also wild.
That stage of life is chaos. So that's Honey Wild. So that's how I think of that. So
mine is lame. It's just my first and middle name.
I mean, I thought about that. I don't think it's lame.
I couldn't think of anything.
I think that's not luxury. Like a lot of the luxury photographers, it's their name.
Right. I don't know. I kind of get annoyed that it's really long.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, I've gotten used to typing it out, but it is long, I think. But it's Ariel Elizabeth photography. Yeah. There's just Honey Wild photography. So That's awesome.
That's
Did you have anything you want to say?
No, I think we covered a lot.
Okay.
This is like hella long. Sorry.
Yeah, what are we at? 55 minutes?
Holy God. Well, you get to know who we were, and like
Yes.
you get to stare at these lips for 55.
Oh my gosh.
The lips. And you probably get to see me shake the table.
Yep, I've
I'm
done it a
sorry.
few times.
So I promise we'll be a little bit better
Yeah.
as we get into
This is
this.
so
But
fun.
I do think that you guys will love some of the topics we have. And if you have any recommendations, just you can just comment.
Questions.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
questions.
your questions will help us with podcast topics.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do a podcast. Do not look into YouTube history for podcasts that I would look
Now I'm
at.
gonna do that.
No, you're not. I'm gonna delete it. I actually think I did delete a lot of it.
Oh, I'm Googling it as soon as we get off of here.
Please.
Yeah, I was really excited for this.
Yeah,
And I think this is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So I hope to see you guys here.
Hi everyone, Future Ariel here. While editing our video podcast that Jackie and I did at her studio, I found that the video and audio cut out as we were saying our goodbyes. So I wanted to tack this on at the end to come back and officially say a proper goodbye. We will make another podcast in a couple weeks, so please make sure to subscribe and follow, and hopefully we'll see you in a couple weeks with a great new topic. We'll talk later. Bye.